Hey, what's up guys, Leonard here. Right, so I just want to record this quick video to share my thoughts about this go-to-market strategy for one of our clients from the beginning to where we are at right now, 6 months in. Just want to share my thought process and how I tweak my strategy based on the market sentiment and how the positive replies and the replies are replied to our messages. Right, so first off, we started out by scraping a list and then putting on into clay and then do some enrichment for the contact itself, and did some data cleaning and all. Then we send to smart lead and then we reach out. So in short, it's just scraping a list from Apollo and then reaching out via smart lead. So that's the main idea that we start out with. And for cold email, the overall results was about 17 warm leads plus 5 meeting book. So this is including, so for cold email and LinkedIn, right, I split them into 2 phases, but I didn't really do a breakdown for the cold email because I want to focus more on LinkedIn, which I will later on. But for cold email, there's 2 parts. First part was like just scraping a list and then reaching out, and then the second part, which is more like this one, which I'll share later, which is about signals monitoring. So in general, if for our cold email, we got 17 warm leads and 5 meetings booked. So I have to say this result is not really fabulous, but it is something that I was working really hard for this client. Yeah. Okay, so that's for cold email. For LinkedIn wise, right, we sent about 1.6k connection, which is about 22.8 connection rate via 𝗂𝗵𝗁, and then 412 messages replied we have, which is about 25.2%. And then for email, we have about 2.9%. Then we got 1 warm lead from there, which is about 1% conversion rate from the messages replied. So same for LinkedIn, right? There's 2 phases. One is phase 1 is there's no signal use. So what we did was just like this, scraping a list, and then we enrich it using clay, and then we reached out from there via 𝗂𝗵𝗁. So if we were to break down phase 1 and phase 2, right? So the phase 1 results, we sent about 1.1 connections, and then we got about 17.6% connection rate. Then then we got about 25 messages replied, which is about 12.1%. Then for email wise, is 2.6% replied. Then we got 1 warm lead from there, which is 4%, which I thought is a little bit of luck, which I will share later in the assumption below. So and then phase 2, we added a signals monitoring layer. So after we scrape a list of contacts, we will monitor what kind of signals are they giving us. So after we scrape the list from Apollo, then we put into clay, and then we set multiple signals like job change, job posting, new hires, promotions, news, and all these things. Then we see which one hits the signal, and then we reached out from there. Another kind of signal that we use is social signals via 𝗀𝗵𝗁 and to clay and then to 𝗂𝗵𝗁. So that's not really using Apollo list at all. It's more like building lists using 𝗀𝗵𝗁. But the data accuracy via 𝗀𝗵𝗁 wasn't that good, so that's a lot of data cleaning that we have to do at the back end. Yeah, and that causes a lot of monitoring issue. Yeah, and then for phase 2, right, the connection rate was 35.9%, which we got 172 new connections, and then from there there's 79 new replied and 38.5% reply rate, and email is 4.1%, but we didn't get any warm lead from there. Yeah, so even though we use signals like job posting, job change, all these things, right, we didn't get any warm lead. all we did was all we did get was more connections and more messages. So the assumption here, right, is that the one warm lead from phase 1 is just luck. That lead just happened to be at the right time for the right call. Yeah. So, and it's pretty impossible to replicate that kind of lead, that kind of meeting book. Yeah. So, and then second assumption was opening a conversation with appropriate signals work better, which is what we did in phase 2. Right. And then thirdly is the lack of trust to convert replies into meetings. So for phase 2, right, even though there's more connections, there's more reply rates, we still lack the trust layer to turn them into positive reply, into meeting. So there's also something to do with there's also things to do with data accuracy here. That's why we might get more connection. Like I mentioned, 𝗃 has a lot of data inaccuracy at the beginning of the process. Like within phase 2, there's like 2 weeks of testing phase, and then after that I let it run after we optimized it. So within that 2 weeks phase, there's quite some there's like a loophole for non-ICPs to get through. Yeah, that's why we might have more connection there. But that said, this still work better than phase 1, where we got like 17.6 new connection rate and 12.1 reply rate. Yeah. Yep. So that's the assumption that I'm working with right now, and from there, right, from there, our second strategy, which is script a list and then have a layer of signals monitoring and then reached out. Then the third strategy that I'm going with right now, that I'm transitioning a little bit to relationship building outbound, is having an inbound content engine driving even before the list building, and also some visibility expansion tactics like commenting and liking and viewing profile connection and all these things. So I plan to like build automations around it so that it can support this part of the operations. Yeah. So yep, so that's about it for this campaign analysis for this client. I thought this is my first proper client, or that I really went all out for the kind of scale that I wanted it to be. So I thought it would be great to share my experience with you guys. Yeah. So if I missed out anything on this campaign that you would like to know, just drop them in the comment section below, and I will reply you if it is a little bit yeah, I'll just reply you lah. Yeah, if either through the comment section below or DM. Yep. So that's about it for this one. Just